Which insanely popular or successful movie you secretly hate but are afraid to say in the open, fearing backlash from fans? Bird Box. I really didn't enjoy La La Land as much as everyone liked. It was so all over the place and the last few minutes were the best part. Decent music. Didn't like the story. Black Panther. Coming from a black man, mind you. Movie was too generic to deserve 3 Oscars. Lincoln was a mind-numbingly boring movie that's highlights were Daniel Day-Lewis being Daniel Day-Lewis with a fake beard. I majored in political science. Pro tip. Don't. I knew what was going on and the maneuverings that were happening and etc. Did not change the fact that it was an insanely boring movie. Edit. I'm getting a ton of why not policy? And being at work I'm not able to directly respond to all of them. For anyone I miss. Here is my explanation. I'm too lazy to see if it was already said. But I hate Titanic. Worst movie. I'm not afraid to clearly state my opinion of anything. I don't like any of the current crop of action movies. La La Land. It was just a love letter to musicals of the past. Well done. But not groundbreaking or particularly memorable in and of itself. All of my friends who had never really seen musicals went crazy for it and I couldn't stand hearing the songs from it played. Everything Tom Cruise. I just can't stand watching anything where he's in. It just gives me this intense sense of discomfort. Like the uncanny valley. That's the reason I haven't watched Edge of Tomorrow despite loving the book and manga. Avatar. It's a live action Ferngully. The Office. Mama MIA. Can't stand that godforsaken F-King movie. I've given it 2 chances and still no dice. I will never see the hype in it. 2001. A Space Odyssey. The book was 5 million times better than the movie. The parts of the book with Moonwatcher were actually compelling and fleshed out. The reason for Hal's turning on the humans in the book was much more interesting. Every single Adam Sandler movie. Can't stand him. Talking in a creepy baby voice doesn't make you funny. Disney Star Wars are fan service pandering with more plot holes than a spaghetti strainer. The Big Lebowski is severely overrated. INB4. That's just like why our opinion. Man. Napoleon Dynamite. My god, what a dumb movie. TLDR. Everyone hates Black Panther and Avatar. The Polar Express. I hated it from the first time I saw it and end up having to sit through it every year around Christmas because kids are around and everyone loves it. The CA is in the uncanny valley. Making all the characters creepy and the whole you have to believe. Nonsense is completely without meaning. Believe in what? Santa? Why? No reason. Just a stupid film. Hate it. Any movie involving Kristen Stewart. She is a terrible actress, Not that the scripts she's given are much better. I will watch the new Charlie's Angels. But I fully expect her performance to be as stimulating as grey paint. Wonder Woman. I found the movie to be extremely underwhelming and a mediocre movie at best. I'm 100% for more strong female leads. I'm a woman myself and I definitely think mainstream media needs to do a better job showing the diversity of women with strength and power, and Wonder Woman was a good baby step in the right direction. But I felt like Wonder Woman barely scraped the surface when it comes to displaying strength so physically, realistic muscle mass, and emotionally, boring plot. Superficial motivations. Pacific Rim. It's got abysmally bad writing and characters to me. The thing is, people are like, well, just turn off your brain and watch the robots fight giant monsters, and I would absolutely love to do it, but the movie is like 90% shitty dialogue and story. They had those awesome robots from other countries with interesting weaponry and styles, and they died instantly in the first F-King battle. Don't even get me started on the sequel, which is pretty much universally disliked, but people still talk about the first one like it's this awesome giant mech movie, but the giant mechs are like 5% of the screen time, I feel like. I started to watch Roma because of all the Oscar buzz about it. I certainly empathized with the main characters. I agreed with what appeared to be the developing political humanitarian message. But I only watched half of it because nothing about it said superior movie making or exceptional acting. It was just a pretty good movie that flagrantly stroked my liberal bias. Hunger Games and Harry Potter. La La Land, Baby Driver and Bohemian Rhapsody all just felt sort of hollow and obnoxious. The marketing for Deadpool was the best thing about the movie. And superhero movies seem so lifeless and unoriginal to me, but I can't say much about them since I last time tried to watch one was years ago. Crazy Rich Asians. I understand that representation matters, but the acting was terrible. I don't give my opinions on Star Wars to people. You can replace the Force with the plot and it still means exactly the same thing. There's no coherence to the in-universe morality. There's a lot of diverse races, but the only ones that matter are human. Lightsabers are entirely impractical for many of the divergent races. The plot contrivance of the Death Star's exhaust pipe is ridiculous. I like the general idea of Space Knight wizards, but the execution left a lot to be desired. The Transformers movies. After rewatching them, I realize how bad they are, with most fight scenes consisting of random explosions and sparks everywhere that just look stupid. Recently I watched Bumblebee and see how much better it is without Michael Bay. Not a movie, but I really don't like Wicked. The songs are catchy, but something about the story rubs me the wrong way. I'm already not a fan of fairy tale retellings that insist the oral tradition they are based on is 100% incorrect. Good UI bad guy swap. But to do that to a book written by one person feels kinda meta me. Like, imagine in 100 years a musical about Harry Potter where Voldemort is the true hero and everyone else was just mean. That's the kind of vibe it gives me. Also, Gilly's Howl's Moving Castle. Same reason. Don't change the entire message of the story because you decided you liked the villain and didn't want her to be a villain anymore. The Hangover. It was hyped so much by my social circle and the media. There was no way it could have lived up to expectation. And it fell so short of funny in almost every scene it's hard to fathom people actually laughing. It's just so blah. The Breakfast Club. Entirely for personal reasons. It reminded me of times in high school where I would have a good interaction with a fellow student in a different clique than me. Expect to have actually formed a friendship with them. Then they would continue to act like I didn't exist. I just didn't buy that these kids could actually change after a few hours together, since it hadn't happened to me in the past. Fast and Furious. All of them. Literally any recent superhero movie. The simplistic good guys versus bad guys storytelling bores me to death. My 5-year-old daughter hates the movie Frozen and anything Frozen related, clothing, toys, etc. I'm so proud of her. The Greatest Showman. And X200B. Oh, but do you like musicals normally? Yes. And X200B. I honestly got 15 minutes in before the music turned me off so much. It sounds like a musical written by committee. It's inoffensive. There's zero edge. As far as I can gather. There's no complexity to the music on which to hang and wait for. And X200B. You know what it is? Live action. Diet. Diluted sing. I did not like the Bohemian Rhapsody movie at all. A Star is Born. It's not a bad movie, but it's been made 4 times. It's easy to get it right. Deadpool. The humor in particular made me feel like I was back in high school. My wife and I turned it off after about 20 minutes. I get so much tea for that it drives me crazy. Rocky Horror Picture Show. I always hear great things about it. Every time I try to watch it with friends I just can't stand watching it and I don't even know why. Not a movie. But I hate Friends. The show is, to me, full of assholes. Remove the laugh track and those people would cut off all contact with each other by the end of the week. Juno. That brand of quirkiness is just so. Forced Blug IDK. No thank you.